Hello, my name is Heather, and today I thought I would give you a first quarter update, so to speak. If you go back on my Reading Mama, whatever YouTube channel, you can see my yearly goals for this year. And so today I thought I'd kind of touch on base where those are. I will try to put timestamps down below so that if you are only interested in a specific aspect, you can skip right to that. And as always, I'll do reading goals at the end because really that's where it all started. So first up, let me talk about my word of the year. My word of the year is whimsy. Have I embraced whimsy this year? No. It's the end of March and I feel like I'm still dragging my feet on that one. Got a little bit of a push with my daughter's first birthday, but we're still dragging our feet on that one. So working on that and figuring out how to incorporate more whimsy in our life. I feel like we have definitely taken our days so that they're not quite as seriously as it has been the last few years, and that has helped add a little bit of whimsy. But it was cold and it was wet and snowy and nasty, and there was just no whimsy. Let's just be honest. So we're gonna work on that and adding that in. Then my health goals, I do have an update on that. So my health goals were to be walking every day and sleeping and trying to get some more exercise and eating better, right? The basic health goals of every person, especially those of us ladies in our 40s. I do have some more specific goals that I'm not necessarily going to outline here, but basically, yeah, I'm still working on those. I'm doing really good about my walking, doing good about exercising. Still need to work on some dietary things, which brings me to what happened this weekend. Last weekend, I was hospitalized for 2 days, or a little under 36 hours. I had spicy pizza. We made homemade buffalo chicken pizza, which I haven't done in like a year, maybe more. For dinner that night, and like 6 hours later I had horrible chest pains, and being a woman of a certain age and size and all these things, they were a little nerve-wracking. So I went to the hospital, and everybody in the ER was like, it's gallbladder. I'm pretty sure this is gallbladder related because your heart is fine. But then they gave me a pain medicine that I had an allergic reaction to, and then everything just kind of got lost, and I had all these scans. And so now I'm waiting for a GI consultation to check into esophageal issues and possibly gallbladder issues, and trying to watch my diet because of that. And yes, and also added that new medication as one I'm allergic to, and dealing with those ramifications. So that's where I'm at with that. Luckily, my heart was perfectly fine. So kudos. I'm still working on weight and everything like that. One of the bigger things is I really, really love soda and caffeine, and so I'm working on cutting that out and cutting it down. I have done cold turkey before in the past and done well. My self-will is not quite there to cold turkey, but I have definitely cut down a lot over the last 3 months as I've been working on my health, and so I'm thinking that within the next week or two I will be cold of that. But not having coffee right now to replace it with is a little bit disappointing. But I do love some chai tea. I'm not a hot tea drinker. I just got into coffee. So cutting that out right now because of esophageal issues. Potentially, I'm struggling with my caffeine withdrawal, but working on that. So that's where I am health-wise. Still using my walking pad or going outside daily is the goal there. Obviously, I aim for about 5 out of 7 days a week, 20 to 40 minutes of walking with a goal of about 8,000 steps. And I haven't walked very much yet today when I'm making this. I have this super cheap little pedometer, nothing fancy. And that's what I use to count my steps. I don't want any of the electronic stuff on my body. So this little battery operated thing's what I do here. Sorry, there's a weird squirrel in the garden. Sleep-wise, I don't know if it's just perimenopausal, being of a certain age, I'm 40, having an infant who doesn't sleep through the night, cutting out caffeine from my diet mostly, or cutting back sugar as well, and wheat and things like that. It's probably a little bit of all of those, but I'm exhausted all the time. And that's kind of been par for the course for a while. And like I said in my original goals video, I'm working on prioritizing sleep as best I can, and even if that means a nap, and I'm still working towards that. That causes other problems throughout the day though. So, working on getting my sleep, my diet under control. I'm pretty good about drinking a gallon of water a day. I do like almost 2 gallons of water a day when I'm pregnant. And so when I'm not pregnant, I'm 1 gallon is pretty attainable. I drink about a quart of water in a meal. So if I can force myself to sit down and eat a meal, not like doing other things, then I get that easily. So that's what's going on health-wise. I'm not really worried about anything. I'm not stressed about it. I feel perfectly fine other than some in additional reflux lately, but that's kind of been building since the last pregnancy, and that could be esophageal. It could just be gallbladder issues. We'll see. The GI is clearly not worried. They don't have me coming in for another month, so I'll update if I can. If you're interested, let me know. If you're willing to pray about it, let me know, because I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not worried about it, but it was frustrating to be in the hospital for that time period. Spiritually wise, I want to pray more and reading through the Psalms. I am doing pretty good with that. I did not read through the Psalms this past month, but I did a Ruth study for the past month, and I read through Ruth almost every day for this past month. So being in the Bible daily is good. I'm doing a lot of audio Bible just because I don't always have a chance to sit down like I'm sitting right now and read and highlight, and there's grabby hands, and I've had years where babies just like tear out entire books of my Bible, and I have a nice new Bible and I don't want anything to happen to it, so I get a little precious, which I shouldn't be, but and so I don't always have a physical Bible, but I do enjoy audio Bible, just listening to Bible Gateway. I'm good, and I appreciate that. And I do a lot on my phone Bible, which I'm not a tech person, so this is not my favorite way of reading the Bible, but anyways, I digress. I'm going to go back to Psalms in April, and then maybe also do another Bible study, kind of the way I did Ruth, which was just reading it through every day, or trying to read through the book as often as possible through a month, because you pick up so many different nuances as you go through it repeatedly like that. So I'm enjoying that, and I'm also enjoying that with Psalms. I have noticed that like when I do touch on the Psalms, because I've got a little booklet, and it goes through like 5 Psalms a day for every day of the month, and you just go in order. And it's funny because I've been picking it up on like the same days, like I'm always picking it up on the 5th or whatever of the month, and that's the same reading. And so I don't know if that's coincidental or just that's what I needed to hear right now. So that's going on. Then I have my creative goals. I know I'm like a crazy lady here. I understand that. Watercolor, embroidery, and crochet. Those are my jam, right? Watercolor, haven't touched. I mean, I touched. I moved them out of the way. I just haven't done it. It's something I do a lot more in the summer and fall and spring. And I can sit at this desk because where I'm sitting, the sunset comes in, and that golden hour is like perfect time. That's when I love to sit here and watercolor. And I haven't gone back into that. I'm hoping to do that soon. But right now, what has been my biggest thing, I have been doing some crochet, and I share about that blanket. Do not ask. Oh, actually do ask. Check in on me about that crochet blanket. It's sitting over here in the corner, because I need to make progress on it. But I don't know why. I just don't pick it up. But it is good to do while doing audiobooks. But I've been embroidering these awesome things from Abide Embroidery Company, and she has like stitch along guides. So this is her Easter or Lent stitch along guide, and so she has like scripture and a Spotify list and all these things to go along with it. She teaches you how to do them, has videos for it, and it's just phenomenal. I did this one early because I was making it for my mother-in-law, who I don't think watches these, and if you do, I'm sorry, happy birthday. But this is going to be for her. And it says, it's hard to see with the white on the yellow on here, but it says, "Take heart, I have overcome the world." You have these beautiful little flowers, and so this one follows roughly the same color guide that she said, and I liked it so much, but I was like, I had to go and buy, I ran out of, which one? This color green right here. I ran out of that because I was just using whatever I had on hand. I ran out right there, that little bit, so I had to go buy more. I bought a whole bunch more thread, and I saw these colors, and I was like, oh, that would be really pretty. So now I'm doing another Take Heart, I've Overcome the World, and I'm doing it along with the stitch guide and following along, but with my own kind of colors here. And so I've got purples and some more jades down here. And then I don't know, I'm a crazy person. And then I have this one that I also bought, Christ Will Hold Me Fast, which I just discovered that song last year, I want to say, yeah, and it is such a beautiful song. I absolutely love it. He Will Hold Me Fast, and go check it out. It's phenomenal. But I've obviously just started this, and she has a lovely guide. You can just print them out. You can keep them digital, but I was born in the 80s. I like having a physical copy. So the guide looks like this, and then she has all these different things that like walk you through how to do each stitch and everything. I find that usually all I need is this page because I'm a competent embroiderer now, so I know the color. You can follow her codes. Like I said, I just picked ones that are similar because I'm like that. I'm a rebel. And then it tells you how many strands, and it tells you what kind of stitch to do, and I really appreciate that. So I've been doing these lately, and since I've been embroidering more, I put on an audiobook and I sit in an embroider, or like this one I did at choir. All us moms sit outside while the kids are in choir, and the little kids play, and I embroider and we chat. And so anyways, what I'm trying to say is, while I've been picking these up more, I've noticed my kids are picking up embroidery more. When I watercolor more, my kids watercolor more. So creative goals are good because they help me. They're something I enjoy. They help me grow and learn new skills, because I am learning skills along the way with it. But my kids watch and then they want to do the same. So that's exciting. I had some house goals, like getting on a cleaning routine and making bread daily. Well, I was doing really good with bread. Then I cooked my sourdough by putting it too close to the slow cooker. So sourdough's out. That's okay. That's okay. Doing some weird dietary things for myself now because I'm supposed to be on a bland diet. So I may or may not get back to baking bread. Right now, it's just whatever's quick and easy. And it's the least amount of stress. We have a lot of things going on at church, and it's a very busy season. So daily bread making. Sorry, phone went crazy. So working on those house goals, school goals, trying to have weekly check-ins and all of that. And I'm doing a little bit better about that. Not doing great on my daily like prep the day before, just because, yeah, just need to work on that. We're getting a little bit better because we're getting to the end of the year. And as the way I schedule things is things just kind of cut off and then we're done. And that's really exciting. So we're like finishing up books, and slowly we just like dissolve into nothing by the end of the year. And that's the way to go. So school's going well with that. There are some things we're definitely behind on and I need to work on it. And so we'll see. Morning time has been a struggle with my sleep issues because I'm sleeping in the morning then, and then that throws off the day. And so working on that still. Like I said in one of my homeschool videos over on Raising Arrows Mama, our schedule is way not working right now. And I don't know if that's a music lesson thing, a mama not sleeping well thing, what's going on. But we're making it work. We're getting the things we have to do done. And some of the things that are extra, we're just not getting to. That's okay. I had some connection goals, and that was taking my kids on dates, and I've gotten 2 or 3 of them done for the year. Gonna do that with a couple more, and that's fun. Bedtime stories has not been reenacted. I really wanted it to be, but it's not, and I'm okay with that. We do Bible time before bed, and that my husband does that most nights. And when it gets light, when it's light darker, I let them stay out and play as long as they can because they're kids. So I'm okay with us not doing bedtime stories right now, and then just finding other times to read aloud from fun books that are not for school. And now to the part that you're probably all here for, my reading goals. How am I doing on those? Journaling is going okay. Some things I'm doing really great at, and some things I'm not. I did good in February and January. Like my January one I thought went really well. February went okay. But I didn't like how I laid it out. And March, I literally just got titles. So I don't have anything else done for March. And it's the end of the month. And then on my trackers, I'm doing pretty good on tracking them, except I definitely am not reading around the world. I'm reading in too many fantasy worlds to actually read in the real world. Doing pretty good on my physical TBR. I've got 5 more there that I need to color in. So doing pretty good on that because my goal was 50. Nonfiction once a month, doing really well on that, except for this month. I made it halfway through a book and I just DNF'd it. I just could not. The author made me mad. The book made me mad. I couldn't handle it. So I'll talk more about that in one of my reading wrap-ups for the month. But yeah, so my goals were to keep journaling, do bedtime readings. Those are monthly nonfiction, doing okay. My goal of 50 physical TBR books, working away at that big time. Author of the year is George MacDonald, and I haven't read anything at that other than reading a few chapters of Princess and the Goblin with my 5th born. So I need to work on that because if he's my author of the year, I should probably be reading him. But I did just actually purchase some of his books because I don't own any of them and I can't find them on Libby. which is weird. So yeah, so now that I have the books, it'll be much easier to read his books. And I've got some of his short kids books to read first, kind of get me in the flow. And then I hope to move on to his Fantasties and some of his other fantasy works. And then maybe this summer tackle one of his nonfictions. So that's what's going on with my goals for this year and my quarterly update. Yeah, let me know how you're doing so far this year. How are your goals that you made at the beginning of the year? Have you abandoned them completely? I have in some of these, so you see. Or have you really done, like, are you gung-ho and ready to go for this next quarter? Reading goals, how are you doing? Are you reading anything? It's been a rough year for a lot of people. How are you doing with reading? I know the world is chaos, so a lot of us are checking out into fiction world, so that should be helping. But anyways, let's chat below. Let me know how your year's going, what goals you have going into this next quarter, into the spring, as one would say. And let me know how you're doing. Thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed day.